Obey. Somebody told me one time, take the obey out of it. Just don't say obey. Please don't say obey. And if I get married, I want in there, and I will not be put in a nursing home. It's easy to make vows in an atmosphere that's conducive. Because a wedding does not a marriage make. Ooh, tell me. But when everything is going antithetical, contradistinct and opposite of how you feel, and you still have to maintain your duty. Let me put it another way. If you are a very strong character and extraordinarily dutiful, it gives you control in a great way of how you feel. Because the battle is not very difficult when you are 90% duty and 10% feeling. You don't have a battle. The feeling suggests, well, I'm feeling good about this. Oh, shut up. We got to do this. This is what we do. That's duty. Now, if you're 90% feeling, 10% duty, you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, period. And you're not going to struggle with it. You're just not going to struggle. Why? Because you go by feelings. You're extremely sensual. So if I don't feel it, I'm not going to do it, and I have no conscience about it, because the only people who you can touch their conscience are people who are dutiful. Amen. People who go by feelings, if they don't feel it, they have no conscience. Feeling, what you got to say, hey, madam, do what you want to do. Hey, I'm not there. I don't care. The last people you ever want to be with is somebody who says, I don't care. I don't care. Because what follows apathy is violence. When people get to the place where they don't care, they are saying, as Shakespeare would put it, sans conscience. They have no conscience. They don't care. Okay. So feeling that. But here's the battle. The battle is when you have developed character, but you're very sensual, or you're a strong feeling person at the same time. And both of them are running neck and neck. If you're extremely dutiful with little feelings, we know what's going to happen. If you got a lot of feelings, less character, we know what's going to happen. But the conflict comes when you have been raised properly and you still feel deeply. Now you've got internal conflict like you will never know, because I'm doing it because I've been raised to do the right thing, and my character says I should, but I'm not feeling. Amen. Amen, Bishop. And I'm caught now in a vortex between what I should do and how I feel. Amen. Feeling has a way of lingering. Yes. Even after you have done the right thing. Thank you. Feelings still rise up in the middle of the night of the next day, and then you feel foolish. Amen. Over your feeling. Yes. And that's when the devil uses your friends to whisper in your ear. Boy, do they get garrulous, talkative. with all you going through, you still doing that? All you taking, you still taking care of that? You ought to cut it off. Stop it. Always in your ear. You can get quiet. Get quiet. Your rap looking nice now. Amen. Amen. Because, hey, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. And a lot of stuff I tell you is not what somebody told me. Something I found out. You can feel foolish after you talk to somebody who is more concerned about how they feel than handling their business. And the wise man or the wise woman separates how they feel from their business. Some things you just ought to do because that's your duty. Man, if we could change this. If we could make people more dutiful than feeling. I don't feel good about you, but you are my wife. Amen. I don't feel good about you, but you are my husband. And even though I'm cooking for myself, I'm going to share some with you. I couldn't help myself. You were servants to obey. And obedience now has got to operate without feeling. Because now he expects you to operate within the parameters of what he has called you, because he has been extremely beneficiary towards you, and he's shown you grace on a level that cannot be measured. Now he says, based on that, I want you to operate out of your gratefulness. I want your obedience not to feel like a duty, but I want it to feel like feelings. Because I'm dealing with grace and I'm dealing with unmerited favor, I want you to move out of thanks. You see, the problem that we have as it relates to our relationship with each other is after a while, we really feel like somebody owes us something. Amen. Amen. We might as well tell this, ain't no sense of we playing with it. We literally believe that I'm owed. So you brought me a wedding anniversary, and you bring me some stockings, or you bring me a tie, and we've been married for 20 years. What's wrong with you? We've been together for 20 years, and you can't get me a car? Or we can't go to Singapore or Thailand somewhere. We can't go to Hong Kong. Well, we're going to have an anniversary right here. After 20 years, we just going to dinner? And we just going to the Cheesecake Factory? After 20 years. You have in your mind what should be done at a certain point in your relationship. Amen. You're just going out with me. You ain't married to her, but this is our 1-year anniversary of knowing each other. What is that? You have in your mind what it is that you deserve for cooking every day. The first thing is, I'm cooking for you. I wash your dirty clothes. Is this all you can do? I work every day. Why isn't my dinner ready? Your dinner ain't ready because I'm working too. You came home 5:30, I got home 5:15. Maybe you ought to cook. There are certain things in relationships that make duty so separate from feeling.
Amen.
And it becomes very difficult when you separate duty from feeling. I'll give you an example. He's on the corner. You liked a man who was talkative, who was garrulous, who was gregarious, he was outgoing. You liked a man like that, but there's some problems that go with that. There's some problems that go with that. You waiting for him and he don't show up. What's he doing? He's on the corner talking to the boys. He's just hanging out and talking. And just they talking sports, talking a whole lot of stuff. Hey, he don't come home. But you're an introvert. So you don't have any friends. So he's the only friend you have. Amen. So you going out? No, I don't go out. I just stay home and ride his back. So you just wait for him to get home and nervous every second. But you had to have somebody who was talkative and somebody who was gregarious, because somebody who was quiet like you, it'd be just like, you gonna say something? What God is saying to you and I is, I need you to do some things for me, not based on duty. But when you see what I've done for you, and you understand the extent that I went for you to be in the place you are, you ought to feel like, I wish somebody would understand it. Yes, it's your duty. But when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me, there has to be some joy in doing what you do. I wonder, do you catch it here? When you look at her, how she works out to get herself together, and how she stays as sharp as she can be, how she takes care of you all day long, and how she watches over you and everything she's got, when she thinks of nobody but you, even before herself. It ain't just a duty. If you got any feelings at all, you ought to feel like bringing her some flowers. And if you can't even afford a whole set of 10 or 15, bring her 1 or 2. Stop by the roadside, pick her up something. Say, baby, I'd like to bring you more because you've been real good to me. When you got a man that's good to you, look at your girlfriends. They ain't got nobody. And you got a man that's all over you trying to be nice to you. Every now and then you ought to do something you know he likes. You ain't got to announce it. All I said is you ain't got to announce it. Where y'all talking about, oh my goodness, what y'all thinking? What's wrong with you? I was thinking making him some hot dogs or something.